Hello everyone, thanks for today's second video. We're doing the April month-end forecast from GavsWeatherVids for your second video today. So first of all, going to explain what happened in March with the March forecast. Then we will go through the model data for April, and I'll give you the GavsWeatherVids forecast for April, and at the end of the video we'll have a quick sneak peek at May. How does all of that sound? So I'll get on with all of that for you very shortly. Just to say that the first release today was our 7 AM upload, just a couple of minute forecast, having a look at whether the next 2 or 3 days, so check that out. We'll be back later on with the weekend forecast, and of course have a 10 to 14 dayer for you as well. So it's a busy weekend this weekend at GavsWeather. It's very, very busy. I was live streaming with Sam last night. I hope you all enjoyed that. Right, so smash the like button if you're enjoying the content. Let us know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much, everybody. Right, so let's start off with the UK Met climate averages page. So this explains what happened in terms of the temperature anomaly for March. So you can see that March 2021 actually came out slightly milder than average across most parts of the country. The very vast south and southeast was near normal, but elsewhere it came out milder than average during this March. Precipitation-wise, it varied from area to area. So parts of Western Scotland and North West England actually had a wetter than average month. Many eastern parts of the country were drier than average, as was much of the Midlands, Central, Southern, Southwestern England too. Now, the GavsWeatherVids.com March forecast went for average to slightly colder than average temperatures, and we thought that precipitation-wise we'd sort of have average precipitation with wetter and dry spells offsetting one another. It came out significantly milder than we anticipated with our March forecast, so I would not place the March forecast as a hit. Although we did not go for a really cold month, but we did say, probably be a bit on the cool side, and thought there'd be a bit of snow around as well. And actually it did finish up rather milder than average in most parts of the country. Although where I am in Northampton, I didn't think it felt all that mild, to be honest. I think it's felt rather chilly and really quite a cool sort of month. But the stats don't lie, and that's what happened during March 2021. So I would not put the March forecast down as a particularly successful one. We shall try to do better for April. Let's have a look at the CFS V2 then. 700 millibar height anomaly for April. It's going for above average heights to be centered over and to the west of the country, and we bring the winds in like on a northwest southeast alignment, and projection will be on a northwest southeast alignment as well. So this looks like it's probably going to be quite a cool month if it comes off. The CFS V2 is forecasting below average temperatures here for France, Ireland, and for the UK as well. So a cooler than average month is predicted by CFS V2, which is quite unusual. CFS does not go for cold and average months all that often, but solidly below average there. Precipitation-wise, relatively dry month actually, because the Atlantic is blocked off by that mid-Atlantic ridge. So as a jet stream lines up northwest southeast, it does mean that Scotland could come away with a rather wetter month, but England, Wales, and Ireland could actually get a rather drier month. So relatively dry, but a bit on the cool side with CFS V2. This is how CANSIPS mean silver pressure anomaly is looking. It's very similar actually to the CFS 500 millibar height anomaly, with above average pressure, high pressure centered in the middle of the North Atlantic, going up to Greenland. And again, we probably send the jet stream on that northwest to southeast alignment once again. So the temperature anomaly from CANSIPS with CANSIPS for April looks like this. Actually, that's going to be May. So let's just very quickly flip that back and go back to April. So that looks a little bit more like it. I thought that looked a little bit strange. So this looks more like it. This is April, and yeah, cold average month being predicted there by CANSIPS. And the reason, of course, is that we've got this mid-Atlantic ridge, as I say, in the middle of the North Atlantic, but sends a jet stream on that sort of northwest-southeast alignment there. And as far as the precipitation anomaly is concerned, so let's just go down here have a look at precipitation for April as well. If you're enjoying this this April forecast, then please can you smash the like button, let us know in comments our forecast what you think. So for precipitation, a rather dry month is expected, again, because we've got a mid-Atlantic ridge that's sort of blocking off the Atlantic. So both the CFS and CANSIPS are in agreement about this. Mid-Atlantic ridge sends a jet stream on a northwest-south breeze alignment, and therefore we have a relatively cool, but also rather dryish sort of month. Let's have a look at Beijing Climate Centre. Finally, this rounds it all off. This is a remarkable agreement between these models. This one also going for above average heights in the Atlantic, sending a jet stream on a northwest-southeast line along with wind direction as well. Low pressure is up here, and so consequently we come away again with Beijing Climate Centre with a cooler than average month, also below average temperatures being predicted there. Very, very consistent, isn't it? And precipitation wise, a little bit on the drier than average side. So it's very rare that we get all three of these long range models agreeing with one another, but there we go. That's what they're doing this month, and so therefore I think that's what we go with, you know, as it's such a strong agreement. I think we'll say, but we're going to have although this is, you know, this went wrong in March, so you know, so it's fraught with danger when you go below average, really. But I'm going to say below average temperature for April by around half a degree to 1 degree below average against the 81 to 2010 average. Rather dry than average, that's signalled as well with the Atlantic blocked up. There will be precipitation at times, and as it's going to be colder than average, probably an increased risk of snow, particularly for more northern parts of the country. So a rather cold and dryish sort of month, and yeah, you know, it's going to be one of those sort of delayed springs by the look of it. There will be warmer weather at times, of course, because we're going through a warming time of the year, so I would anticipate that temperatures will pick up as we go along through the month, and particularly I would have thought later on in the month. So I would anticipate like the first half could be the coldest period, and then the second half probably reverts to something warmer. But averaging it all out, a little bit below average temperature and a little bit drier than average as well. Quite an interesting month. I'll just leave you with May. So this is a little sneak peek for May. 700 millibar height anomaly from the CFS V2. A lot of northern blocking here. Higher pressure within the northern latitude has not normally a very good signal for like late spring and into summer, because this white area, although it doesn't actually show up as a trough, this white area could be a trough within the 700 millibar flow. So that wouldn't be very good if you stick a trough right over top of the country in May. That could end us up with a cool and quite wet month. We'll worry about May when we get to it. In the final analysis, then, the GavsWeatherVids.com April 2021 month-end forecast is for rather below average temperatures, a rather drier than average month as well. Wind direction, jet stream lined up northwest-southeast through the country with a mid-Atlantic ridge, and we can probably expect an increased risk of some snow across the northern parts of the country. And I think the first half of the month is definitely going to be the colder part of the month. The second half of the month should revert to something rather milder. And of course, if it gets very mild or very warm, second half of the month, then that will put the spanner in the works on the below average temperature forecast. So it's just a question of how mild it gets in the second half of the month. But first half colder, second half warmer. A month of two halves, but averaging it all out, probably still a little bit below average overall. Right, that's it then. We'll evaluate the forecast when we come to May's forecast. Of course, we're going to be back later on with the weekend forecast. Always on Saturday, we have your weekend look at, and we'll have a 10 to 14 day update with all of regular features as well. For the GavsWeatherVids.com April 21 forecast, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.